Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. You're probably here because you need some guidance about New World. You have come to the right place. This is the New World Beginner's Guide. I'm going to tell you everything about the game that a beginner really needs to know. So let's go directly to it. So you are seeking your first adventure. Well, then you're going to create a character. You will come into the character screen here. In my case, I already have a character, so I will click on create character. But in your case, the list will be empty and you will also create, well, a new character. Then it will automatically suggest you to play on this server here because that would probably be good for the server farm. But in my case, I am going to say show more options and see the complete server list. Then you will be able to see all the servers. You can sort them by name, world set, characters, online friends, queue times, people in queue, and population. So you probably might wonder, what is this called world set? Well, basically world set is something that makes the game fun in the future. Because all the servers on this world set here is probably basically on the same server structure or the same server in wherever the server is. That means, as it says here, a world set is a collection of selected worlds. Worlds within a world set may be merged together if necessary to give players the best experience. That means if I select this one here, it will already tell me you are only able to have one character in this world set. That is because this world set here potentially could merge together. If, let's say, servers in this world set begins to get very low on player base, then they could merge together to increase the player base on each of the servers. Very cool. But it's also warning you that all these servers here, you can only have one character on these together. Like if I play on Lemuria, then I will never be able to create one on Asgard, Dusak, and Kipola. Just so you know the facts that these could potentially merge together. In this case, it will probably never happen with Asgard since it's the most popular server on Europe right now. But I could go down and say, okay, I already have a character on Vanheim Nu. That means if I say I want to have a character on another Vanheim Nu world set, it will basically tell me, nah, you can't do that. But if I take another one, let's take in this case Hades, it will tell me, you can, but you can only have one character on Vanheim Sea world set, and that is the servers we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 servers, basically. So that means potentially these servers could merge together, but they don't do if they all, of course, have a healthy population. But what if one of the servers gets like super low, then of course it would probably merge into some of the other servers on Vanheim Sea, in case it would happen. But let's take Hades and select the world and say, yes, I understand I can only have one character on this world set. So once you selected your server, you will be meeting this character screen where you can create your server. You will have all these different options on the left side, as you can see. And first of all, you'll be meeting with the body type. Basically, they ask you if you want to have this kind of body type or this kind of body type. They don't ask you if you want to be a female or male. It's basically a non-gender game, but they just kind of want to ask you how you want to look like. The same is with the hairstyle and all that. It's actually, even though if I pick this one, you can see all the hairstyles are basically the same. We can pick this long hair down here, then we can pick this one. It's the same. So basically, the body type doesn't change how you can basically look. Well, of course it changes how you look, but it's more like all the same hairstyles and facial hair are going to be the same. For example here, there's no limits. It's basically just a body type in New World. It's just very important to understand. So in this case, we could take like this body type here. We have different faces. Let's pick anyone here. We have this face here. We have the skin tone. You can pick any skin tone you wanted. Let's take this one. Then we have the hairstyles. I actually like this one. It's pretty cool. Like some curly hair. Looks pretty good. And we want to have a like. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Like it's like The Witcher. Can we have like a more serious face? Yeah, this could definitely be like The Witcher. Okay, yeah, we're creating The Witcher, Scarlet Witcher, or whatever she's called. I think this is more like. Is this more like The Witcher? Okay, now we look like The Witcher. Then we have facial hair. We're gonna go with no facial hair. Eye colors. Let's go with the red demon eyes. Or you can actually have black eyes. Wow. Red demon eyes. Features, you can have like all of the sort of different stuff. Scars, yeah, we want to have one big scar and nothing like that. Tattoos, we could basically do whatever we wanted. We could do some darkness. Oh yeah, looks good. So basically that's that. Next character, pick a name. We could call her Witcher Dvalin. And yeah, you can have spaces. Could you actually have like youtube.com/ No, okay. YouTuber Dvalin. Wow, this is gonna be my main name in the main game once it releases. Create character and you are ready to go. Are you sure you want to have this? You cannot change your name or appearance after this point. Yes. I will be a female. Oh no, it's a non-gender game, so basically this is my body type. But then after this you will get your character and you get directed to the game. Once you are finished with selecting your server and you have created your character, you basically come into the game now in this kind of a tutorial-ish world. And as you can see here, it teaches you about how you movement, how you can put on equipments and stuff like that. But you just have to finish this tutorial and then you will go directly into the base game of the game. So it's very easy tutorial. I don't have to show you that. It's just follow it, follow the quests, go to this guy here and, you know, kind of start it. From there on, I'm sure you're gonna follow. Now we'll come into the new world and you have finished the tutorial. They will already have taught you a lot of things in the game, and at this point you will know some of the things I'm going to show you now and some of the things you don't know. So that's the point with this video. Now I'm going to show you each of the things again and making sure that you understand everything that is happening. The next thing we're going to talk about is the stat points. When you press on K, you're going into your character. Here you will see attributes. Basically, don't worry about using your attributes or your stat points till level 20, because up to level 20 you can always click on respec and then it says below level 20 it's totally free to respec and test your powers. So don't keep your points, just use them as you want, because you can always do like boom, 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 commit, respec, back to 0. As long as you're under level 20, so before level 20 you can say this is the time where you can test. So basically we have strength, dexterity, intelligence, focus and constitution. Constitution just increases your health. Focus is increasing, you can say you'll get better with your life staff. So basically this is only for healers. This is for people who want more health. Intelligence is increasing the damage with fire staff, ice gauntlet, the rapier and musket. But also on dexterity we're getting more damage with spear, musket, rapier, bow, hatchet and sword and shield. But strength is also giving more damage to sword and shield, great axe, warhammer, hatchet and spear. But as you can see here next to it, it actually tells you that the primary attributes for strength is for the warhammer, the great axe, sword and hatchet, where secondary attributes are for the spear. So basically it tells you if you want to main spear, don't go strength, then you want to go dexterity. You don't want to go strength then. But then it also tells you on dexterity that this is the main attribute for bow, rapier, spear and musket, but secondary for sword and hatchet. Well, basically it tells you you can easily go full up in dexterity and use a bow as your main weapon and a sword and shield as your secondary weapon, because it will still increase it, but it tells you that it's not the main attribute for sword and shield, it's more like the secondary one, just so you know. So whatever weapon you're gonna main, you're gonna take the one where it says it's the main one. At the same down here with intelligence, it tells you that rapier and musket is only secondary here, just so you know. But focus again is 100% only life staff, which is for healing, and constitution is only for more health. So basically if I just wanted more health, like boom 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 boom, now instead of 851 I could get 1201. Basically, as you can see here, it doesn't increase my damage at all. It's pretty fun. But we could go down here and say okay, respec, put all my points up in intelligence. Then we can see okay, my gun is now dealing 122 damage instead of 109. But if I put up the points in dexterity instead, it's 127. And if we go back again and put it in intelligence, it's 122. As you can see, exactly what I'm talking about is my main attribute is increasing the more damage on musket. So it was 122 on intelligence if I go through that, but dexterity is increasing my damage on my musket to 127. And that's very important. So always go where it tells you that this is the main attribute. So if I wanted to be really, really strong in musket, I would put all my points in dexterity and make sure that this is the place. And again, as you can see here, each of these tiers, you can see every time, for example, when I have selected 50 points, I get 5% more chance of critical hit and 10% more skinning speed. And then down here, 5% frost damage, 20% haste for 3 seconds after skinning, and you know, boom, boom, boom. So you can mark on your mouse on all of these and see what bonuses do I get in each of these tiers. Because maybe there was a bonus here I really wanted, or a bonus I really wanted here, just in case. But you can read them by yourself by just moving your mouse here. But I just really wanted to let you know that you have to go with the main stat that you want to go. Example, if we go to strength, we can also see here on me right now that I have default, you have 5 points on everything like default. But up in top here, you can see I also get 2 from the equipment I have on. I have some equipment that gives 2 on strength. And then I have some item buffs, which gives me 4 on strength. So you can also get items in the game, which can help you get more attribute points. I hope this is helping you to understand how these attribute points get. And again, remember, up to level 20, you can respec as much you want for free. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the weapon mastery. Weapon mastery is the one that make your weapon stronger. So let's say in my case, I want to go as a main fire staff. Well, every time you kill something with your fire staff on, it will increase your damage. If you killed something with, let's say, your second weapon on your back is the fire staff, but your main weapon is the great axe, and you kill something with the great axe, then the fire staff will not get experience points. But if you take your fire staff out and attack one time, and then switch to great axe and kill with the great axe, then the great axe and the fire staff will get both experience points, but the weapon that had dealt most damage will of course get most experience points. So if you want to get the most experience points on a weapon, then only use that weapon and it will increase a lot of the experience you get. Just so we have that cleared, you need to equip the weapon and kill for getting more experience points. But let's get directly to it. So in this case here, you can see that I already have level 3 on this. Then I can say respec, and it will tell me, do you want to respec? And then again, respec is also free for up to some kind of level. So again, now I've killed some mobs with my fire staff. I'm level 3 out of 20. That means I can now go, do you want to be a fire mage or do you want to be a pyromancer? So actually, as you can see, each of these are giving you 3 active spells. So you can get pile of fire, meteor shower, fireball, and over here I can get flamethrower, incinerate, and burnout. Basically, you can only have 3 abilities in this game. You have left click, that is for your normal attack, and then you have your 3 spells. And don't worry, it's not only 3 spells you have in the game, because you also have your secondary weapon, which also gives you 3 spells. So in all you have like, I guess 8 if you also count in the standard attack. But in this case, let's say I wanted to have 1 spell from here and 1 spell from here. You can actually mix and match it. But again, keep in mind, you need 10 points to get all the way down to the bottom. So if you go 10 in here, there's of course a lot of passive you're not able to get here. But you can of course mix and match as you want. It's totally up to you. So I could like go with this, and I could go with this, commit the points, and boom, I have 2 spells now, 1 from Fire Mage and Pyromancer. How people want to do it in the future, I don't know if they're gonna mix or not, but there is the possibilities. But I could also say, okay, I don't want to have that respec. I want a pile of fire. I want meteor shower. Cool. And next time I can probably pick this one here and commit. And now we have these 2 spells here. So basically I could go out here. I could click on, well, that would require that I actually equip my fire staff. There we go. Fire staff. Q, pick my spell. R, meteor shower. Well, okay, it requires that there are actually some enemies before it will show down. But you get the point. The same with bow, for example. I could go in here and say respec if I wanted. Cannot respec while abilities are on cooldown. Okay, that makes sense. But I could go into bow, respec, and now choose whatever weapon I want. But again, it's only free to respec up to a certain level. But let's say I wanted to have this evade shot, put it on, take on my bow. There we go. Then I would be able to now use the Q and evade shot. The only problem in my case right now is I don't have ammo for it, so I will not be able to use the spell. But every time you pick on a weapon and you kill something, you get level with it, And these levels you can then choose up here. You can have totally of 20 levels in here, so that means you can set 20 points in here. So in this case I could reset my sword and master. Then with my sword and shield I could go up in either being a sword master, or I could go up in being a defender. Defender is probably, as you can hear, the more tanky build, where it has a bonus down here, while blocking reduced damage to all allies within 2 meters by 30%. I mean, that is pretty amazing. Where Swordmaster is giving us, while holding a sword, all group members' damage is increased by 10. That is pretty badass again. I kind of want to see what the healer has. Lifestar. When you heal an ally, if their health is below 50, you heal for 30% more. Wow. When you heal with Light Embrace, extend lifestyle buff by 2%. So that's of course something here. But again, you also have spells in here for the healing stuff. I hope I'm making sense for you that depending on what weapon you have on, the more experience point you get with it, and the more spells you can set up in it and get stronger. It's all fun. It's really fun. I hope you get it. Thanks for watching this step. Next thing we're going to talk about is inventory. If you press on your tab button, it will go directly into inventory. Left side, you have the items you can equip. Right side is basically all your items you have in your inventory. Currencies in the bottom, and your stats all the way down here. You can also repair in here. Basically say repair all your requirements, items, and boom, repaired. It's pretty cool. So in here in inventory, you have also here your weight. Weight is very important, because if you get over the weight, you're not, you can see it says here, when you're carrying too much in your inventory, you cannot dodge, run, or sprint. Once maximum equipment is reached, you can no longer move or attack. So basically it tells you you get slower if you get over it, and in the end you will not be able to attack. It's like really bad. But a cool thing is when you actually equip items, like let's say I want a sword for recent, weight, gear score, or tier. I want to sort my gear score and put on the best equipment. Look at this. When you put on equipment, it's also reduced how much you have in your inventory, because you actually take it out of your back and put it on your head, for example. So in this case, boom, let's right click, equip, and you can see now I have 2 kilo more in my back. Or just drag it over here, drag this over, drag this over, drag this over, and a shield. Now we got just almost 20 kilo more space in our back. Let's see what most weighting in my back. Okay, my gun is weighting 9.8. Let's take that on, and the bow here is 8.4. Cool. So now we got back down to 89, where we started on almost 120. That's because we put it on our equipment. The same with this potion here. I could take it on, and I got now 0.5 kilo more in my space. It's pretty cool. And keep in mind, you can of course put all this in a bank, on your shit, in your towns, so you don't have to weird all the time when you're going out of grinding. But this is basically your inventory. You have your regens, you have your items here. It's all categorized in these different things. You can even say drop all. So if I don't want to have this, I can just say drop all. That would of course not be very good. You can repair stuff in here if you have a repair kit, like different sort of things. And also, very importantly, is you have like different items in the left side here, which first of all is your armor. It's all like, here you have your armor, weapon, things you can eat and drink, potions, food, stuff like that. Your crafting materials is down here, like, well, not crafting, more gathering items, like locking ash for harvesting down trees, the mining pick, skinning knife. You can also get a sickle, a fishing pole, or Asov staff. Asov staff is something for in-game when going into dungeons and closing corrupted gates. It's probably for another video. Ammo over here. Then also you have an amulet slot, a back slot, ring slot, earring slot, back slot. So you have all these different things. You can see your gear score in the left corner here, your stats, physical, elemental, like resistance. So I have like higher physical resistance than elemental resistance. So I would be stronger versus someone who has a bow, gun, sword against someone with magic spells. Just if it makes sense. All the way up here, you have your light or heavy or medium armor. Basically right now it tells me I am lightweighted. So that means I am using light armor. If we go in here and highlights here, you can see the difference between being a light, medium, heavy, or over encumbered. if you are light, while wearing light armor, your dodge is a quick roll that covers a lot of distance and you deal 20% more damage. So basically, this reminds of other games where if you have light armor, you deal 20% more damage. So as a fire mage, it could be really cool to be a light armor. Medium, while wearing medium weight armor, your dodge is a quick hop, you deal 10% more damage, and crowd control debuffs you apply last 10% longer. So this definitely sounds like something rogue, you know what I mean. And then we have heavy. Well, it's probably, and you know heavy, it's probably like full plate armor, like a beast, a tank, or big two-handed X-Man, something. While wearing heavy armor, your dodge is a slow sidestep, so you're just basically sidestepping. Your block stability is increased by 15, and your crowd control debuffs you apply last 20% longer. Very cool, very cool. And then of course you have Inkeeper, which you are carrying too much in your inventory, while Inkeeper doesn't matter what equip load is, you cannot sprint, dodge, and lose more stamina while blocking. So basically it tells you if you're light, you have this bonus, if you're medium, you have this bonus, if you're heavy, you have this bonus, but if you have too many items in your inventory, it doesn't matter, you're just gonna suck them. So it's pretty cool. So you have like items, inventory, and again, it's all about your armor, how much weight they have. And as you can see here, my items are on 15 kilo here, so that's why I'm only light. If I get above here, then I would be a medium, and if I get up here, I would be a heavy. And then of course I would have the difference, you know, like tiers here. But I think personally it's a pretty cool system that depending on how much weight your items have, of course light armor is only gonna be light weight, but it's like if you want to mix, you can mix, you can do whatever you want. I think it's an interesting system. Instead of just having like light, medium, heavy, it's all about the weight. It's pretty cool. So basically, this is the items. As you can also see here, we have gray items, we have green items, we have blue items, rare, we have purple items, epic, and then we have the gold item, which is basically legendaries. And you can get the tier on different items. For example, here you can see tier here, and you can get tier 1, no, there's no tier 1, sorry. There's tier 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the higher the tiers are, the higher item level also they have the gear score. Like you can see this tier 2 gear score is 215, where this one is only 101. So the higher also they are in the tier, the higher gear score they also give you. So of course, in maximum level you want to have tier 5, and then of course you want to have like a purple, legendary, whatever you want items there. Some items in the game are bind on equipped, so you mean you can get it on the ground and you can sell it on auction house because it's first bind when you put it on. But some items are also bind on pick up. For example, I could imagine the dungeons, a lot of the loot you get in dungeons is bind on pick up, so you cannot just sell all the dungeon good loot on trade market. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. And again, on each of your items you also have these armor ratings. So you have like an elemental armor rating, a physical armor rating. So some items they have higher like elemental blocking, so you're like a stronger versus like elemental spells, like just spells. And then you have physical, and again physicals come from weapons, melee weapons and gun bow, and elemental is like spells. And different items have different, like let's see if I have anything that has this one, for example, leather gloves. It has more physical resistance than elemental resistance, just saying. And of course this one down here, which is a light, you can see this is a medium. Medium is more focused on, as you can see here, medium is more focused on physical as standard, it seems like. And then you have light, which is like the medium, like it's both things. And then I would imagine that on your heavy armor it's very much physical and very low on elementalist. Yeah, so I think this is basically everything about inventory, your items you equip, and the things you have in here. I mean, it's a lot. I know this step here is one of the biggest in the video, but it's very important to understand the inventory, the armor, the different tiers, the gear score, all that. I hope it makes sense. Else leave down a comment and I will of course help you. We also have the map. So if you press on M, you get up this map, and it's pretty cool. I actually kind of like it, because you have the map here where you can like look around. You can see, okay, this is the zone I have, this is my settlement, so basically this is the first city that I'm meeting, and this is me. Most players, in my case for example, I started down here, started questing, going up here. This map here is more than this, because it also shows you who are controlling which zone. Basically we are in a faction war. There's 3 factions, the green, the purple, and the yellow. And each of these factions are trying to control who can own most territories. In this server I'm on right now, it's a pretty, I guess, bad one, because no one is really doing territorial wars. So basically green, they just claim this zone here by taking the fort. So basically the marauders, which is the green one, have claimed this fort. That means when the green people, the marauders, are in this zone here, this land, they get these beneficials. They have 20% more influence, so influence points is increased by 20. They get 5% more experience points for being in this zone, and their trading taxes are 5% less, but only if you are on the faction called Marauders. Down here in the zone where I am right now, you can see here that there is no one who has controlled this city here. So basically, if I, let's say, got 50 people together from my faction, the Covenants, we could go over here and try claim it, start a war, and then another faction could fight us, and you basically have to fight over these forts. I haven't done one myself, so I'm probably not the best to talk about it, but you get the point. So in the end, a lot of people will begin to fight over these forts, and it's a timed battle. You basically sign up for the battle and say who's gonna battle this fort, and then it gives you an exact time. You have to be online with 50 players, and then you can select. I mean, the government, the guild leader who have started it can like pick his favorite guild members to join him, and then also random people can also sign up for a chance. So if the guild doesn't have 50 people who are going to do this, and guilds are faction based also, then it will pick all the random people that have also signed up. So you don't necessarily need 50 people, because random people can also sign up for this and have a chance to get in, just so you know. But that's why you have different colors, because of each, and each zone give like different bonuses. For example, over here the fort is giving faction mission reward 5%, and this one over here is giving expedition rewards, stuff like that. Other things you can use the map is objectives. So basically you have your quests, like where's my quest is right now, this is my quest here. Then I can say, okay, upcoming wars, like is there any upcoming wars right now I can go and sign up for, like a war for one of the forts? Not at the moment. Resource location, this can be a bit tricky to know what it is, but basically you can see there's like a, it's like a look like something. This for example look like a picture of some trees. So if I scroll all the way down in the map, you can see it's actually small trees. This is telling you this is a forest place, and you can find greenwood, fibers, and hyssop. But if you want something even better, I mean, this is of course the things I have in this land here. But if we like, I don't even think I can look at the other lands. But in my land here, for example, we can also see if I want to have oil, I need to find something marsh. Let's see, can we find anything marsh? It has to be like some other texture. No, doesn't seem like in this land here it has marsh, but you get the point. For example, here we have this, like some kind of a yellow grass. It's this called coastal hills. It gives, I know it's behind my webcam, but it gives flint and it gives greenwood. So basically it tells you, for example, the beach here gives flint. So this is helping you to know, okay, for getting different resources, I have to go to different zones, like etc. But yeah, this is the resource locations that I have currently here. Then you have territory standing, which is pretty cool. Territory standing level cap is 300. So basically on, you can see here, these territory standings, it says here the level cap of a territory standing is 300, and the level requirement to purchase a house is 15. You gain standing points in territory by being active in PvE, crafting, questing, and etc. Standing points can be spent on obtained territory bonuses. Area territory is dependent on bonuses. So basically in my Monarch's Bluffs, I'm level 4 right now. And that means I can go in here and see, okay, I actually earned a level in here. And you ask, where did you get this level from? But basically I was just doing content in this place here. So now, I was doing quests, crafting. And then you just get, it gives you points for being in this zone. So you like to be there in the future. So now I can choose, if I want, decrease the trading tax rate by 5%, earn 5.7 more experience gain, or increase storage by 25 in my storage house. I could say, okay, I want 5.7 more experience points. So now I got this bonus here. It's pretty cool. It's, I guess, neat. But that's my territory standing at the moment here. So I could go in here and see here. Now, while I'm in Monarch's Bluffs, I get decreased crafting fee by 9.3 and XP by 5.7. Keep in mind, every time you pick a stat you already have, it only increases a little bit. Because before I think I had 4%, so it only actually gave me 1.7 more. So they don't get cheated by that you're like, oh my god, it gives me 5.7 more. No. It's just a bit bonus on already what you had. But of course, if I took one of the other stats I don't have, it's gonna give me like a big first timer, just so you kind of get what I mean. But this is basically the map. You have your map levels, where on each of your zones you have like levels you can get up in. You have your zones. We can see a minor corrupted breach may appear soon. Could happen. Or here, a minor or major corruption breach may appear. You know, no corruption breach presenting over here. That's corruption breach are basically like a dark hole opens, a demons comes out. It's a pretty fun event. But yeah, map here, capture everything. You can even filter and, you know, kind of remove like different things if you don't want that. Up to you. But this is map. There you go. Next thing we're going to talk about is the Campfire. The Campfire is something you can summon by pressing on Y, and you have to be in a zone that actually allows campfires. You cannot just build them everywhere. You have to like be in some kind of a chilled zones. Like it has to be different zones before you can. But I can press on Y, click summon, and basically now I can create a campfire. In this case, it requires 5 green woods and 1 flint. In my case, I don't have any of them, so I would actually need to go out and like search for these objects. So in my case, I want the green woods. I can find that from anything like here, this one here, the bush, and now I got 1 green woods, and I basically just had to do this for like 5 times. Now again, I have enough resources, and we could go over to my campfire I just created, just up here. Go to it and say yes, apply all resources. There we go. And now we got a little chilling camp here. Basically in here you can see rest, so now it sits down and resting. You get health, so if you don't have food that gives you health, you basically sit down here, rest, and get your full health. It's a smart way to just rest your character and get some health. Also you can do some basic crafting. Again, you can upgrade your campfire by different levels. So in this case, you can, for example, see that I'm level 1. So it says up here, camp tier 1 up here. So camp tier 1 is only allowing me to do like, I could do a wood log sword. I could do some flint if I wanted, like some arrows. I can do a mining pick or a sickle, or like basic stuff. I could create some food if I wanted also, or stuff I haven't learned yet, but it's very basic. I have some facts about these campfires that I think you probably would like also, so we can like sit down and read up these facts. That the campfire is used temporarily as a base that serves as a respawn point. Good to know. Adventurers can rest near a campfire, allows adventurers to craft basic tools and consumables. Possible for multiple adventurers to share one campfire. Adventurers can upgrade to tier of the campfire through specific quests. Tiers can go from 1 to 5, can only place 1 campfire at a time. Campfire cannot be placed inside landmarks. The ground on the campfire has to somehow be even, and consumable materials installed. It costs 5 green wood and 1 flint. So that was just some basic information for you about campfires, but pretty needy and, you know, pretty good. As in many other MMOs, we of course have questing. You can see the quest in the top right corner, it's over there, top right corner. You can also press J, did I just say pray? Press J, and then you will be able to see your quests here. You have objectives and documents. Objectives are quests. You have location quests, you have main story is important to progress, side stories, faction missions, town projects is like for helping the cities to upgrade, and recipes. In my case, I have 2 main stories right now. I have this one called The Old Man at the River and Covenant Intention, Crone's Rest. So basically, the quest I have right now, it says destroy 15 withered, which is zombies from the Lost. Search chest for Azov tinted crystals, search Wifred for Wifred charm, and talk to Mora Ogan. I first have to talk with her when, you know, like, stuff are done. I can pin it, I can unpin. Oh, no. I can pin it and unpin it. I can even reset the mission if I want it for some reason. And I can say view on map. It's pretty cool. Back to this one. I don't think I cannot do this one because it says I have to complete some quests before I can do this one. We have the rewards, armor case, open this container to get unusable around indicate levels. So basically I get just a random item. We get some standing points, coins, experience points, and all that. But you have all your different quests, you have all these different side stories, faction missions, town projects, but main story, kind of important to progress in the game. Just saying. Then we have combat, and of course combat is all depending on what type of weapon you have on. I have different weapons. We can test something. For example, you can on X, you can put your weapon back, and on X you can put your weapon up. If you press 1, you get your number 1 weapon. If you click on 2, you get your number 2 weapon. In my case, my number 1 weapon is a musket. I can just randomly click on left click and shoot without aiming. It's not very effective, and you can see it's... Okay, that was a critical, but still, it's not very effective. But if I hold down right click, I will be then aiming. And okay, could you stop attacking me? And then I will be able to shoot better. It automatically reloads, so you don't have to think about that. I mean, what is the chances that someone attacks me while standing still and talking? But you get the point that when you're having a ranged weapon, you basically hold down right click for aiming and left click for attacking. You can do no scope attacks and you can do scoped attacks. So like right click down, and let's find one here, like there. Okay, that was super bad. There we go. Ah, get away. Load. There we go. As you saw, something important I did here was I was actually dodging. When clicking on left shift, you can see here I'm dodging. So every time you see an enemy like getting wide and ready to attack you with a heavy hit, it's like very important for you to click on left shift, because then you will be dodging away and it will basically make you not getting attacked. So dodging in this game is actually a thing. For example, when you see a dodge, I use 50% of my energy. Very important. And again, back to oh my god, go away, leave me alone. I did nothing. I know I killed 2 of your brothers, but please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Help me, stranger. Dodging. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I gotta dodge you. Oh shit. Take bullet to head. And my musket just increased in level. Okay, let's take a rest. Good. So as I was trying to say is, of course, if I open up my tab, go into my items here, you can see different, depending on what kind of load you have. If you are light, medium, heavy, your shift is gonna do different. If you're light, you're gonna, you know, like do a roll. If you are medium, you're just gonna do a jump. And if you're heavy, you're just gonna do like a sidestep. So because I'm having light armor, you can see I'm doing a big roll, like a super big roll. But if I was medium, it would just be like a jump, and heavy, it would just be like sidestep, if you know what I mean. But basically, combat is basically you dodge, you attack by aiming with the weapons you have. But of course, I know if I change to, let's put on my, let's sort by gear score. So let's take on an axe and a sword. In this case, if we press 1, we have my axe, and 2 is my sword. Let's take on this axe here and see. So in my case here, I can see on my axe skills, I have one spell here called Maelstrom. So basically I can go here and use my spell. You can see in the right corner there, I have my spells on Q. Use my spell, boom, and now attacks. And every time he attacks me, I will be dodging away. Attack, dodge away. You saw he's becoming white when he attacks. Attack. This is the best way for actually like attacking without getting attacked, because you can see every time he's about to do a big attack on you. It's not all attacks you can always like see, but this one in this case really showed me that when it gets like this white, it means it's about to do a heavy attack on me. When having, it's very important, when having melee weapons, you have normal light attacks just by spamming your left click mouse, or you have heavy attacks, which is like holding down. Heavy attacks of course deals more damage than light. Is there any wolves back we can kill? Wolfie wolf. Wolfie. There we go. I see an enemy. So X for putting on my weapon. And now let's take the sword. So hold down for heart attack, dodge away. Hold down for heart attack, dodge away. As you can see, he's not getting white all the time. It's when he does normal attacks. But when he do like big attacks, he gets white. And you can see he's like attacking. This poor guy over here needs some help. No, he didn't. Okay. And again, as you can see. So let's try the fire staff. There we go. I have 2 spells. Click on that one. Explosion. Click on my comet. And now it basically makes comets. Wow, that's not very efficient for a single target. Then I have normal left click to attack. Doesn't deal very much damage. Or I can hold down to do like a heavy attack. If you saw it with my bow, with my gun here, guns don't have heavy attacks because you cannot really heavy trigger a bullet. But if you had a bow on, you would be able to hold down. You can you can hold down like so it like increases the strength of the arrow, and then it will begin to glow when it's ready. You can let your mouse go, and it will then shoot. It's pretty efficient. But this is all the kind of different weapons you can use. Like there's more weapons than I've just showed you. But I'm just trying to give you an idea of how combat works. In my world, my world, haha. In my world, these weapons are actually pretty great. I really like the combat in this game. It feels very living. But you can see there's a lot of different weapons like that you can experiment with. So I would definitely say try experimenting with them. Go to the trading market, buy them for cheap money, or even craft them yourself and test them out. The spear one is also one of my favorites. Did I still have it or did I sell it? There we go. My spear one is one of my favorites. It's like super cool weapon. So like fast attack, and it even has a throw mechanic. So you can like throw a big, oh my god, see it's inside it. Dodge and heavy. And again, spear for example have like the throwing one here where you like throw, cyclone, spin around, sweep. Here you have skewer where you like rushing forward, and yeah, you know, like that's pretty cool. A kick. Again, I really like this one. It's like, you wanna fuck with me? Like pretty fun. But yeah, combat in this game, great combat. But yeah, you can also go down like if you do PvP and you don't want people to see you because you're hiding between something, or even if you see someone coming, you can even press set and lie down here. I'm not even sure if it works because you can see I can always see the guy's name, so I don't even think it works this like, because if my name is still above me, what is it basically helping then? Pretty fun. Okay, yeah, this is a quick little preview of combat. Another cool thing we're going to talk about is food and potions. Basically potions, you can get potions that increase your health, or you know, give you more health, give you more mana. Like, do you need like in other games where you need just like quick healing potion that heals you. But most importantly is food, because without food you're not going to regenerate health by yourself. You can see right now my health down here, it's not going up. It's not getting up. And for that, I need some food. In my case, I have crafted at the campfire a light ration. Recover 40 health per second for 20 seconds. This recoil stops if damage is taken. Afterwards, recover 1% of your health every 2.5 seconds for 20 minutes. So basically, I can eat my food. I have equipped it here. So I can click on free, eat it. And now I got 40 health. But now it just like passively regenerate 1% of my health every 2.5 seconds. And I have the buff on for 20 minutes now. If better food gives you a higher duration, I don't know. I have only tried this low one. For example, if you go to the campfire here in crafting, you can also see in here that you're able to make a strong health potion, which basically gives you like health. It's pretty cool. I don't know why it's not really telling how much. We also have a light meal, which gives me still only 1% of your health every 2.5 seconds, but it gives me a higher recovery like for the first 20 seconds. So like the first 20 seconds, depending on how strong the meal is, it gives you like higher. This one also here is giving you a mana regeneration rate by 20 for 30 minutes. Like, so meals and potion in this game is actually kinda important, I would say. But yeah, that's up to you. But I just wanted to tell you, without food, you're not gonna regenerate health. Of course, you can just chill at a camp and then you also get health regeneration, but you don't have time to chill at a camp all the time. When you finished your first tutorial place, well, in my case it was down here, I will then meet my first settlement. Don't worry, you will have a main quest which tells you to basically get to your settlement. The settlement is like a main capital city. In each of the zones you can see there's going to be a settlement, and you can basically do tons of stuff in here. You can even buy a house in here. Everyone has the same house in here, so you know, don't think too much about it. But yeah, so in the settlements, when you get in here, you have like different things you can do. There is like the craftings, so that like a stone cutting table, a forge, a shed. Let me show you them because it's actually kind of important. So for example, here is the forge tier 2, and it upgrades depending with the city. So it's like everyone has to help with upgrading each of these items. So like this one is tier 3. That's something everyone has to like commit. That's another talk. But here we can see I can create a iron great axe if I wanted. In my case here, I actually have enough to do it. Or a long sword or a rapier. It's all up to me. Or even I can create some plate armor so I can look like a cool warrior. Over here we have this one, the shed, which is pretty important. This is your bank. This is basically your bank. You can have different items in every bank, and keep in mind that if you have something here, it's only here. It's not cross. So I have the items here, and I can put in my old items here that I don't like, and you can see it can has up to 1,000 in weight, where normally you can only have 200, but this one can has up to 1,000. It's pretty cool. So it's basically like your bank, but it's called a shed. And also that can upgrade with the city. Like all the things in the city here can like upgrade. But you have more crafting like wood shop, workshop. Over here you have outfitting stations, so you can craft light and medium armor as well. Loom, refined fibers, so you can like make fiber. We have the Covenant. Basically you have the 3 different factions. They have like a person who talks for them. Tannery, stuff like that. More importantly in here is also, we have again a shadow here. But more importantly is we have the trading post. Let me show you that, because the trading post is kind of important. As you can see again, we have a shed here, and it's the same in the city. But more important, we have a trading post here. There you go, trading post. Trading posts are like an auction house. You can buy stuff, you can sell stuff, and you have your orders. So I could go to Imperial, head armor, heavy armor, and say, okay, only items I actually can equip, and items I can afford. And let's see, the gear score for the highest item is 207. So basically, I could buy this armor here if I wanted. We could. Can we get one that is a bit more? I want something that is less expendable. This one. That's the lowest one we can get in here. So I could say, okay, it costs 8 and I have 500. Buy. There we go. Go to my inventory. Nice. New helmet. And there we go. now get the helmet on. It's kind of misviewing right now because I have my skins on. So I would have to go into my helmet, change skin, change to the default. I'll come back on that, but that's basically transmog. You can basically change if you have bought some skins in the in-game shop. You have like, I have this Viking, but let's go back to the standard one, and there we go. So now I just bought a helmet, and because it's a plate helmet, it actually goes up now. Now I'm a medium. So instead of having a roll now, I now have this sidestep, as you saw. But if I have like my medium helmet on, so I'm light now, then it's a roll. Just to come back to some of the things we talked about. But basically this is the marketplace, the trading post, where you can buy anything. But again, if you, like an example, if you take this item on here, it has bind on equip. So basically when you first take it on you, it's gonna bind to you. Most gray items, they don't bind really, like if we go heavy armor, armor, chest armor, heavy armor. Let's take the lowest price. This one, buy now. Put it on. As you can see, it doesn't ask me if you actually want to like bind it. So, and what I mean with bind it is it doesn't ask me if, because I can still sell it. I can still go to the trading market and sell it because it's just white. But if it was this green item here, it will ask me, do you want to bind it? And I think we can go in here and see some of the items here, like weapons, two-handed weapons, spear, pricey, this one here. And if I bought a green spear and I put it on me, it will ask you, do you want to bind this item with you? We could like say price. Is there like a green one? This one here. Buy a green spear. Go into my inventory, put it on. And now it asks, do you want to bind it? And that's something we have seen in other MMOs too. That if you have like not the gray items, but if you take on one of the, one of the green, blue, purple legendary items, it will basically tell you if you pick this item on, it's gonna be bind to you. But it's still cool. It's bind on equip. It's called. But this is the trading market. Go in, have fun, and I just got a new spear. Also in the trading, well, in the settlement, sorry, you also have an Inkeeper, which you can go and talk to and say you want to be risk restricted, which means now you can actually do fast traveling. So you can say recall in. So anywhere from here, you can click on the map here and recall to in. If you do normal fast travels, it basically costs this weird currency. But because it's my in, I can always just recall to in and do it free if I wanted. Besides the stuff you can do in the settlements here, you can see here we have like town project board, territorium planning board, town project board, and governor disk. Basically here you can go to this town project board and you can see what can you do for helping, upgrading the city right now. But there's no active projects right now. There's nothing to help upgrading the fort or improve lifestyle. But we have some town upkeep missions here. Hunt 10 wolves. And you get experience points, territory standing, and coins. And basically stuff like that. You can click on them and take them. Beside of that, we also have governor disk in here. So if you like a governor in here, you could go here. Here we have territory planning board. Let's start with that one. Basically, this is like the fort. So you have like the fort, you can improve it. The fort I'm talking about is the building over here. That's the fort that no one at the moment has claimed. But if you go back in here, we can see the fort. We have upgrade the, well, basically here, Hamlet, which is where we are right now. So we can upgrade it, like this is all the crafting stations, like we can upgrade them. But as you can see, it's pretty costly. And we can upgrade all this place here up to a village, town, city, or even a capital. So this is increasing and it also changes how the city looks like. Right now the city looks like, something trashy, pirate-ish. But if we upgrade one of these, like, okay, let's see, we want to upgrade this one. Then we, of course, is upgrading it. It will look different. It will look better. And then, of course, we will be able to craft even stronger items. And in the end, we can upgrade the whole place here. And it will, of course, look better. Is there any objects in here we can upgrade? This will upgrade outfitting station tier 3, can craft, blah, 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 blah. And, of course, it costs a lot. Yeah. It's pretty cool. upgrade the fort. You can of course also upgrade the fort and stuff like that. And then we have the governor desk, which is upstairs. Here, governor desk, where you can pay territorial upkeep is overdue. Until the upkeep is paid, the governing company cannot start a town project. Company and faction bonuses are disabled. So basically, if we want to be able to like upgrade the city and stuff like that, we have to pay our territorial keep taxes. I don't know. But if we pay them, then we will be able to do upgrades again and stuff like that, and so on, so on, so on. And of course, we can also claim the settlement and stuff like that. It's a whole system for itself. It's pretty. I mean, you can always go into it, but it's just showing you that you actually have things you can do in here if you were the governor. But since no one has claimed this place, no one is the governor at the moment. Once you get to level 8. Level 8 and you are in your first settlement, then you can visit one of these 3. You will, don't worry, you're gonna get a quest where it will automatically make you pick, but you have to choose between the Marauder, the Syndicates, or even the Covenants. It doesn't really do that much but still it does, because you can only be in a guild with the same faction as you, but you can still play with people who are in a different faction. So for example, this guy over here, I will still be able to go over and basically interact with him, pressing H and invite to group, and still do a dungeon with him. But because I have chosen the Covenant, which is the orange down here, and you can see, for example, this guy, he's the green, so he's Marauder. This guy is purple, so he's a Syndicate. If I press U, now I have enabled PvP. That means, well, while flag for PvP, you can attack other PvP players, but other flag players can do the same to you. You receive 5% bonus experience. Let me read that again. Okay, I think it just kind of tells me that I'm getting 5% more experience bonus while this is on, because it's a bit risk. So it's like, it's risky to play with, but you get more experience points. So in that way, it's kind of like rewarding you. It's pretty cool. I like it. But that's basically the thing that, so in this case you can see that it's taken by the green. That means it's a Marauder who's basically taking it. And that means there's probably many Marauders roaming over here. So if I enabled home world PvP and went over to the green zone, it could probably be a bit hard for me. So, you know. But again, and also you can only join the guilds that are on the same faction as you. In this case, you can see this person here, he's not in the guild because he just has the standard logo. And the same with this guy over here. But in my case, I would show this logo here, so people know still it's yellow. That means I am a Covenant, but it also shows that I'm in a guild. Basically blue babies, you know, blue deer. It makes sense. So yeah. When talking about gathering in this game, it's different, because you can go to bushes and basically do that, and then you get like green wood and some woodless bait and bushes here. But if I want, for example, to take this tree here, it will require my logging skill to be level 50. But if I take this bush here, we can see here that I get some green wood. And if we go into my skills and go to trade skills, we can basically see here, logging is level 1 at the moment. That allows me to only chop down young trees. But for taking major trees, I had to be level 50. And the same here, you have both for your crafting. You have crafting up here, refining, and gathering. So in my case, for example, mining. This stone, for example, here is a low mining stone. So I can do that one, and then it will increases my mining here. So mining. So right now I'm allowed to take these iron, but when I get to a 10, I can then do silver. So basically here it shows me I have got 53 experience points in mining, and I got some currency. And the same here, we can find this one. This is a low tree, a young tree, and then I can take that one down. So gathering in this game is simple. And then when you get up to higher level, you can start tracking them. For example, this wordwood at level 125, I can start track it. And not my level, but you know, the level of this gathering. So for example, mining here at level 25, I can start tracking iron on my map. And I want to do this tree again. There we go. Gets better. There you go. And now I can go in here and see logging. Okay, it's level 2. My gathering speed bonus now is increased by 10. And when I get to 50, I can then start doing bigger trees. And if I open up my inventory, I can see down here that I got all my lumber, timber just here. And of course, we have fishing, mining, logging, harvesting, tracking, and skinning. And these items are the items you use here. Your sickle, your fishing pole, your skinning knife, logging axe, mining, and assad is something different. We'll come back to that. But yeah, gathering in this game is kind of cool. I actually, for once in a time, actually like the gathering in this game. Normally gathering in other games I'm not a fan of, but gathering in this game feels relaxed. So let's talk about crafting, because when you have gathered, you need to craft. And for that, we can go into trade skills here, and you can see, first of all, you have crafting. This is where you actually get stuff. Gathering is where you get the materials, and refining is where you change your materials into materials you can use to craft. In my case, I just showed you that we have harvest, or we'll chop down some trees. That means I will now get something to woodworking. Basically means I can turn timber into timber I can use. So if I go to this wood shop tier 3 station, doesn't matter what tier it is, I can see my timber is here. I have green wood, 22 out of 4, and I can basically say, okay, I want to craft 5 of them. So woodworking, level 2, and I have 0% chance right now to craft an additional. And there we go, craft. Boom. I am now woodworking level 4. There we go. That case means I have still not learned to make, for example, this where we get timber 2 times. So like, you know, get, well, as you can see here, like here we can get like even more out of our stuff. But we can see here that we have the timber, we have timber 2, lumber, and for creating lumber we need this woody planks. But basically you can see down here we have this lumber here, and for that I need aged wood and I need timber. So for creating lumber I need aged wood, which is probably coming from one of the, yeah, you can see here, from major trees, which means I need to get higher in logging, like chopping woods. And here we have timber, which is the one I can already get now. So for creating directly the thing called lumber, I need both of these. I'm actually uncertain what this is, but I think it basically means that when you create this, you actually create 2 times timber. Because this is tier 2 timber, and this is tier 2 timber, but basically it just gives you like, so instead of creating 1 timber at a time, this is creating you 2 timbers at a time, but it also requires a weak soulment, which is a thing you get from supply containers. That's some interesting thing. I don't know even why this is a thing, but it looks like it's a thing. But it requires that I have woodworking skill to level 10. So we can go back in here, trade skills, woodworking, and here we can see right now I can create 1 timber, and below here we can create another timber, and that's the one where we can create timber 2, so we can create basically 2 timbers. It feels weird to me, but I guess that's how it is. But that's cool. The same is if I, for example, had, in my case here, I also have some stone cutting. So I could basically go over here to this stone cutting machine. This one, forge. And, well, in this case, I already have the bars. Where was the one? This one, stone cutting. So basically here, I have some stones that I just got. Yep, let's put them on and make some stone blocks. There we go, level 4 in stone cutting, all good. Now we could go to this one forged here, and we can see here, over here, I could create, well, the thing is that when I create these things, it actually needs iron ingots. So I would even not be able to use this. Oh yeah, that's because when you create items, it's another material. But when you have these stone blocks, you can actually use them over here in the melter. And you can make some iron ingots from steel ingots, but from these iron ingots here is from iron ores. So basically you can like put ores into bars, if you could say that. But yeah, this is a big world. It's like you have to refine first stuff. When refine is done, you go over here and then you can like craft different stuff. It's a cool crafting system. I kind of like it. Oh, that's a house. I don't want the house. But yeah, so basically, I hope I'm kind of making sense what I'm saying. That you have like the refining, you have the gathering, and you have the crafting, where you can create like different stuff. So you have your weaponsmithing, where you can create like different items in here. Your gathering, where you can like refining, sorry, where you can like the things you get from your gathering, you turn them over. And actually, so like logging, you get tree, woodworking, you make the tree to something you need, and then you could go into, I'm actually not sure what you're using that for. You could be furnishing, so you can make like things for your house, if that's important for you. Or it could be not that, but engineering, maybe stuff like that. I'm not a professional in the crafting. I'm just trying to basically give you the beginner's step of crafting, and then from there on, it's your turn to get better in crafting. You get what I mean? I'm just trying to give you like the basics of crafting, so you know what I mean. So when playing an MMO like any other MMO, you of course also maybe would like to join a guild. In this case, it's called a company. If you press your G button, you'll find your companies. You can even go to the one here called all companies and basically see how many members each company has. I actually think if we go a bit down, my company would be able to be found. There, Blue Bambies, because we are 9 members, so we're actually not that high on the list. But if we go here, we can see claims. Only one guild at the moment has claimed a territory, and that's the territory we have here, which we can see here. That's the guild logo they have. So basically they have claimed this place. It's of course claimed for their faction, so everyone in the faction is benefiting from it, but it's taken by the guild called Mercenaries, which is a pretty cool name. I think I like it. But go back to the guild, we have the overview where like message from today, it could be basically hi, and now everyone who logs in every day probably will see hi. We have the members, which is all the members. We have different ranks. We have the governor, which is guild leader. Consul, which is the next one. Basically going down here. Governor, consul, officer, settler. And you can settler can only like chat. Officers can do a bit more. Consuls can do even more. And governor can basically do everything. Then we have wars. Do we have any war coming up? When are we sieging? What is our siege window? If your company owns territory, if someone declares a war, your claim protection will go down automatically in this window. Make sure to defend your claim from the attackers during this time. So basically, if we had a keep, we would choose a time where people can choose to attack our fort. So in my case, I could say like, this is a time where people can attack us. We are online at 10 PM. Change window. You're not allowed to change this again for 1 day. So basically, if we had something we need to defend it, we will now be able to get attacked. People could attack us on this timer point, so that we are ready to defend it. Because let's say if everyone is on work or we have kids, we're not able to be here because we have kids and family life. But then we say, if you want to attack our castle, you can attack us on this time. It's pretty cool. We have treasure. This is like the guild bank where we get gold and get members. So that's the guild, and it changes how it looks on both your head. For example, this guy here, he's the faction syndicate, which is purple, and then his guild logo is this monkey, I think it is. This guy isn't also in a guild, but they have chosen to have a guild emblem that you almost not can see. That's pretty dumb. This guy is not in a guild, he's just have a faction icon, and these two guys are also in the guild, but you can always see what color they are. My guild can then, though, be a bit you can say a bit confusing, because I have a black background, so people might not be like what guild he is, but basically I could change the guild crest to be more yellow, and now people can very fast see, oh, he's a covenant. You sure bet I am. So basically that's the companies, guilds. So basically that was all the, I would say, the beginners things that you need to know about the game so far, like from standpoint. Of course, I mean, another thing I didn't really talk about is that of course you have a character which has a character level, which increases and makes it allows like, you know, unlocks more stuff for you. We also have Endgame, which basically is expeditions. Like you have different expeditions in this game, which allows you to do stuff. For example, expeditions in this game is dungeons. We have at the moment, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dungeons, expeditions, and they all come in different levels. For example, the first one is called Marine Excavations, and it's level 25, and it's located in Windsward. So if you see if we can find Windsward. There. So basically, this is the zone where we have the first. Oh, did I have it corrupted right now? This is the zone where we have like the first quest. Oh, sorry, the first dungeon. Somewhere here, I'm not actually sure where, is the first expedition for level 25. It is important to note that these expeditions require some stuff. Before you can actually go in there, you need a what's called, you need a tuning orb. You basically, like, if you know other games where before you can go into the dungeon you need some kind of a key, like an orb or something like that, you need that also every time you do a dungeon expedition in this game. You need one of these orbs. So in that expedition, one party member must have a tuning orb. Each expedition has its own tuning orb as a key. Tuning orbs can be crafted by stone cutting trade skills. There is a weekly limit on how many you can craft. So basically, if we go in here, trade skills, stone cutting, here we go. There we go. Used to enter arena of Siren stand in Rickwater. So you need these tuning orbs before you can basically go into a dungeon. Only one needed, only one. So he basically has to open the door for you all. And I mean, let's say, realistically, if you can create 3 every week, then every of your party member can create 3. And it's still a lot of times you can do the dungeon, like a lot. But it's just a requirement. So don't just go over to the dungeon because you're not able to just get in. You're going to get denied. PvE instances is with a unique story and challenge rewards, require a certain level to enter. It's balanced for 5-man parties, so basically you need to be 5. Then you need something called an Azov Staff. Basically in here, tap, boom, boom, you have something here called Azov Staff. You need the Azov Staff to basically progress. I think I saw in a video from New World that they had to open up a gate inside the dungeon, the expedition, and you needed an Azov Staff to do it. So, and you can get Azov Staff in tier 1, which is for level 25 dungeons, tier 2 for 35 dungeons, and tier 3, which is for 45 and up. So, not sure how you get this Azov Staff. That's something I would have to make another video on, but it's probably not a beginner thing, so it doesn't fit to this video after all. Each of these expeditions is you required to use teamwork to overcome puzzles, enemies, and mini bosses and big bosses, special loot, unique rewards, as well as hidden knowledge, and resource gathering in expeditions itself for special crafting. So basically, that's like all the different things you can do in expeditions. There is also there's also battlegrounds in this game where you can like sign up battlegrounds where you're like 20 versus 20, and where you can win on both doing PvE and PvP, but that's like a story for another time. That's Endgame. That's not for this video. This video is more about all the beginner stuff and learning about the game from a start point. Then of course you have Endgame, which is like expeditions, battlegrounds, fort battles, open world PvP that I've showed you how to enable. Like press U, you enable PvP, and then you can go in and fight. But that's for Endgame. That's for another video called Endgame. But I hope this video was helpful to you, and my character in the game here learned you how to progress in the game. Basically, we have finished. How many steps did we get? We got about between something like 18 to 20 steps. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was all made for all of you new people out there who want to try out New World and kind of like learn the game and the basics of the game. Let me know in the comments if this video was helpful. And this video is not for the pro players out there who already know a bunch of stuff, because you're probably gonna be like, no, he said this wrong. No, he didn't do this. He should show this. This is for the new people, the beginners, so they all can learn the basics of the game and then they can from that point learn more by themselves. This is just to give a starting point of the game. Thanks for watching. It was a pleasure. I love making these type of videos. Leave down a comment. Let me know what you think. Leave down a like. I would really like it. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more MMORPG content. Thanks for watching. Bye.